What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode number 24 of our Cincinnati Reds franchise. Today is Tuesday, so if you're watching this a little bit later, just know that the next episode is going to be coming on Friday, just to give some of our offseason advisors a little time to mull things over, for you guys that are not offseason advisors to mull things over and try to give your opinions to them and myself. It's just so we have some time to think it over and what are we going to do to make this team better. So in this episode, what we're going to do is I'm going to actually simulate a few days, maybe a couple weeks, actually, just get us into December. I don't want to extend the off season to 10 episodes. This is already episode number 4, I believe, for the off season. We've covered a lot. We've done a lot so far, and I think what I really want to do is do a lot here in this episode and really tidy things up. Get this arbitration done, take a look at the tender contracts, see who's available left over in the free agency now that we kind of know after all of our guys sign what the cash flow is going to be. And then that way we can kind of finagle some deals to try to get Hap, maybe Harrison. I say maybe Hap. I don't mean that officially, like I'm going after him. Brandon McCarthy, Patrick Corbin. Yeah, but, here's the thing, guys. Like I said, I try to make things realistic in this franchise, and honestly, I think I'm just going to have to give up on the idea of Patrick Corbin. Now, the fact that he's here, still a free agent, it's tempting. It's really, really tempting to just say, oh, yeah, let's just sign Patrick Corbin. Everything's going to be fine. Why wouldn't you sign him? He's sitting there. Why do you want another team to get him? But at the same time, you gotta fight that temptation and just try to keep it true to what I said it was going to be, and that's a realistic rebuild, and that's why we're going to go after somebody like Brandon McCarthy or Charlie Morton or something like that, some older type of pitcher or an older player like Josh Harrison. But you guys can see right now, we can sign Josh Harrison. That's the biggest thing here. If that's the offer that we're giving him, the cash flow is not going to put us negative, right? But with all these pending offers, like I said in the last episode, you just can't sign him. It won't let you. It basically says that you don't have enough money available to sign Josh Harrison. So once these get cleared up, once this arbitration stuff gets cleared up, once tender contracts get cleared up, we'll be good to go and starting to negotiate. Now the big thing is I hope that Harrison doesn't sign with anybody before all this stuff is settled. So you guys can see on the screen here, I did offer Shed Long a bumped up contract, Jose Siri a bumped up contract. Kiefer, you guys were talking about bringing him back just for some AAA depth. He's not a guy that I don't think he's ever going to see major league time unless he's really, really pitching really well down in AAA, AA even. Shackelford, Tony Sanchez, not interested in bringing back. Jose Lopez and Jesus Reyes, some young guys, potentials in the C's. I can see signing these guys, but I don't know. I just want to wait. I don't want to tie a ton of money anymore up there in pending offers. So we'll just see what happens. Let's sim past the 23rd. You guys can see that the deadline for arbitration is the 23rd. So we'll sim past that, see what happens after that, see if anybody signs their arbitration deal. Okay, so it looks like Jose Siri is not interested in the Reds' offer, so we're going to have to bump him up a little bit more, guys. That's just part of it. Shed Long is still not interested. Manny Machado signs with the Nationals. Wow, that's a big, big deal, guys. Now, here's the thing. With Manny Machado, where's he going to play? Because you got Trey Turner at short. You've got Defoe at second. Then you've got Rendon at third. So maybe you move Trey Turner to second. Maybe you move Rendon. You can't move Rendon, can you? But I mean, when you've got Manny Machado that can play short and third, it's what do you do? Maybe you move Trey Turner to center, but you've also got Adam Eaton out there. Maybe Adam Eaton moves to left. Trey Turner plays center. Michael Taylor then is out of a job. I don't know. The Nationals are going to have a headache on their hands trying to figure out how to manage a personality like Manny Machado and trying to get him some playing time. All right, so you guys can see that Schebler is no longer on the screen here. So did he sign with us or not? That's the big thing. So he did. He did sign. He signed for 2 seasons at $600K per year. So awesome, awesome, awesome. Getting a big-time bat for us, 101 ribbies, 260 batting average, 32 home runs. That's huge. And let's see, now we're down to 858 in cash flow. Shed Long and Jose Siri didn't take the 170, so let's offer him 200. I know, guys. I really don't want to do this. I really don't. But they feel like they're worth a little bit more than what I think they are. Let's see. Kiefer's still there. Okay, let's keep going, except I do want to see... Oh, Didi Gregorius. What? Avisail Garcia? That's pretty crazy. Zach Godley's in there. Cody Spangenberg's in there. Aaron Altair. Wow, Aaron Altair. The plot thickens, guys. The plot thickens. Aaron Altair. Now, here's the question. Would you rather have an Aaron Altair type or a Josh Harrison? Bum, bum, bum. The plot thickens, guys. Oh, my God. So, right-handed bat, 28 years old, 76 overall, C potential. I don't know, guys. Aaron Altair is pretty good. He had a pretty decent season last year, 16 stolen bases, 11 home runs. He's probably going to supply a little bit more power than Josh Harrison is. Now, I know there's a lot of love affair out there. There's a lot of fans of Josh Harrison out there. But, guys, Aaron Altair asking for half of what Josh Harrison is asking for. He thinks our coaching staff is top tier. He's okay with a platoon role. I mean, this is a win-win right here. 65 contact, 55 power against, well, that's against righties, but lefties 53, 68 power against lefties. So if we go back to Jesse Winker, 46, 46 contact and power against lefties. So there, right there, is your platoon options. I don't know. Pretty crazy, right? But, I mean, look at Josh Harrison, though. You know, that's hard to beat. 79 contact. Not really as much power as Aaron Altair, but, I mean, look at, guys. Josh Harrison's contact numbers are great, right? I kind of dogged him a little bit. Stolen bases, right up there with Altair's. Home runs are a little bit better than Altair's. 66 ribbies. Same amount of production, right? So that's the key question right there. Would you rather have a guy like Josh Harrison, or would you rather have a guy like Aaron Altair? Or would you even rather have a guy like Avisail Garcia, who's 95 contact against left-handed pitchers? The power is pretty much not there. It's pretty much the same thing as Jesse Winker. But look at the arm. Good defensive player, too. How much is he asking for? 5.2. So he's asking for more than Harrison. Harrison offers more versatility, and Aaron Altair is pretty much, you know, the same thing as Winker, except he's on the right side now. So I kind of already think I know where you guys are leaning towards. I think you guys are leaning towards the idea of still trying to go after Josh Harrison, but I thought I'd just throw a little wrench in your guys' thought process. I do that from time to time. Let's see. Chase Headley. No. Kendall Graveman. Kendall Graveman would actually be pretty good for us, I think. 1.8 mil. He seems like a guy that would sign with the Cincinnati Reds. I really think that. You know, he's kind of like a Mike Leake. You know, you guys remember when Mike Leake was around? He wasn't a strikeout pitcher. He was just like here, I'm going to give it to you, put it in play, let the defense make plays. Yeah, man. I mean, 28 years old, he fits right in with where we're at. He really, really does. We're not having to sign a veteran guy like Brandon McCarthy and only getting 1 year out of him. You know, we could sign Kendall Graveman to a longer-term deal. Let's just see. You guys were right. A lot of these guys were on teams previously, and now teams couldn't afford them or something. Like, they just fell off the planet. Danny Valencia, look at his contact numbers against lefties. Power, 83-64. You know, he might not be too bad to be putting out there in left field for Winker as well. So that might be an option as well. Solarte, I've always liked Youngurvis Solarte, but he doesn't really fit with us. Oh, look at this. So Wilmer Defoe is no longer a national. So that's why they did that. So they went after Machado so they could dump Defoe. Interesting. Paulo Orlando, 80 contact, 74 contact. He's 33 years old, though. You know, I'm not really looking at that. Tyler Colvin. Wow. Tyler Colvin used to be a Chicago Cub, I believe. Didn't he? Yeah. I always liked Tyler Colvin. He just never put it together. You know, 22 home runs, 25 in Colorado. Yeah, he was pretty solid. Just never really got the breaks. Somebody was commenting about Hunter Pence. I don't know, guys. I'm just showing you guys what is available here, maybe in hopes that somebody makes a comment. But Jose Urena, I think I talked about him last episode. Brock Holt. Yeah, so there's just a lot of guys in here that could really help us out as backups for sure. So, Tony Cingrani. Look at that velocity, 61, control 22. Yowza, how the mighty had fallen. My goodness, they still got him in a Reds uniform. That's crazy. Yeah, we took it to him in that last game against the Dodgers. That was pretty fun, actually. Charlie Culberson, he's having a great year for Atlanta. That actually kind of looks like my stance a little bit, my swing when I'm getting ready to hit. I kind of like Charlie Culberson, what he's been able to do for Atlanta this season in real life. But, you know, he wouldn't be too bad, right? He's 29 years old. He could play for us. Look at the contact and the power, 74, 64. You know, and he's asking for $540,000 per year. Charlie Culberson would not be too bad for us. For outfield depth, for some, maybe even we just put him in the minor leagues and just let him, like somebody said, marinate. I love that description, or that that description, and marinate down in the minor leagues. Yeah, Matt Boyd, 28 years old. I mean, but then again, guys, I feel like that's just unrealistic. Like, why would the Tigers just get rid of Matt Boyd? You know, he's having a great season thus far in real life, and I just don't see how that works. So I think we'll just pass on Matt Boyd in this. I don't want to get too crazy with it. But yeah, guys, there's people available. Like, we could easily start saving some money on some of these players here. It's like you said, a lot of these guys have been dumped, and now they're looking for a home. So put it in the comments below if there's anybody in here that you like, that you want to see me bring to the table here. Look at Kike, 72, 73, but the contact is pretty bad. Those guys, I can't stand those guys. You know, they'll hit their home runs, but it's really annoying. Look at this dude, 66 overall, stealing 82. Look at the 70 contacts. The power is just not there. Diego Palmeiro, second baseman out of Cuba. He's 28 years old, so he's a little bit older, but, you know, he might be a guy that we could fit in down in the minor leagues and have him marinate as well. So, okay, let's just back out of that and let's keep simming and seeing what's going to happen with our arbitration and our tender contracts. Okay, so here we are. We've got, let's see. Okay, so Siri is not on that list, which is good. Yeah, so Siri signed. They're not here, so that means they've signed, right? Let's see. Scroll all the way down. Yep, Shedlong is signed, and where's Siri? He's down here a little bit. He's 63, I think. 63 overall. There we go. Okay, cool. Nice. So it only took a little extra just to get that extra push. So cool stuff. And I think we're just waiting on Kiefer. Let's go with Sanchez now. Let's go with Lopez. And then we're just waiting on Kiefer and Peralta. So, okay. We're waiting on arbitration. Let's talk about some free agent signings. I am just going to go ahead and offer a deal for Josh Harrison. Let's see if we can nab him. It might be a little bit difficult with the Phillies and the A's trying to bargain for him, but I think it's worth a shot. Now, as far as the pitching goes, McCarthy isn't getting any offers. Corbin is. I told you guys I'm not going to touch him. Charlie Morton and Jay Happ are not getting anything. Neither is Godley, which makes sense. You know, you'd rather try to have the younger guy that's available. Kendall Graveman, he would be pretty solid for me. I really like Kendall Graveman in real life. I wish he was a little bit better, you know, because he's just a pitcher. You know what I mean? He's not going to overpower you. He's going to be the kind of guy that comes in and moves it around, changes speeds, tries to get you off balance. He's a pitcher, right? He uses his brain. he's not like a Verlander that's just going to, you know, wind it up, try to blow it by you all the time. And, you know, I like those guys. I like those pitchers, those guys that are near the back end of the rotation. Your top of the line starters, you want guys to just like dominate. Your back end, you know, you kind of want some of those guys to keep those hitters off balance. It helps in a series, you know. You don't want the same type of pitcher in your rotation. In a series, you kind of want those guys, kind of want your rotation to be well balanced in their repertoires so you can keep the opposing team off balance. So I don't know. I'm on the fence. I'm really on the fence. 35 years old for Brandon McCarthy, 28 years old for Kendall Graveman. He would be a kind of guy that, you know, for the Oakland Athletics, they would either trade away at the trade deadline just for a team that's, you know, in the hunt. He might be like a sixth man, maybe even in the bullpen type of player. I'm going to actually go after Kendall Graveman. And it's just because of the age factor. You know, I would rather have a guy like Kendall Graveman who's 28, who we can sign long-term and get him in here and grow, versus a guy like Brandon McCarthy who is just going to be a one and done, right? So let's just do this. Let's go after Kendall Graveman. I'm not going to offer him anything like 1.8. It's not going to do it. So I'm going to try to go like 1.6. Save us some cash flow, maybe like $1,000 in cash flow. Whereas his best offer, he might just take it here on day number 1. So we'll just see what happens. If that screen pops up and says that we're not going to be able to afford him, I'm not sure what to tell you guys. I might have to just simulate all the way up until February 10th for these arbitration hearings, which is going to suck because guys like, you know, Josh Harrison are going to get signed. Like, that's just what's going to happen. Oh, yeah. I totally forgot. Let's just go after Josh Harrison as well because we have to, right? So let's go 4 years. 4 years at 4.2. Okay. So he likes the long-term deal. Let's actually slim that down just a touch. Okay, so he still likes the Phillies deal. We're right on par with the Phillies deal. He likes that 1 year 4.4. So what if we just did 1 year 4.5? let's just lowball it right now and see what happens. I pray to God that he doesn't sign, because that would suck. And I know you guys would be really disappointed in me. But we're going to try to make this work. So let's go ahead and sim and see what happens. Okay, so there you go right there. So we can't afford Josh Harrison. And Jose Lopez not interested. Jesus Reyes not interested. Josh Donaldson is going to the Padres. Huge signing for the San Diego faithful. It's going to be a good sign for them. Although, you know, 33 years old, 5 years remaining on the deal here. It's going to be 38 by the time it's up. Those power numbers in San Diego are only going to go down. I would assume probably the batting average as well. Josh Donaldson seems like he's going to be the type of guy that hits like 250, 260 with, 20 home runs and 60 RBIs. You know, so his progression is going to go down, which sucks because the bringer of rain is definitely a great player. All right, so that it didn't work out. So this Josh Harrison thing, did not work out, which sucks because now he is gone, and I'm going to have to look for where he is. Where did you go, Josh Harrison? Where did you go? You probably went to the Phillies. That's my guess. Nope, not the first name. You get, oh. Sorry, guys. I'm an idiot. Still an idiot. Josh Harrison is a Philadelphia Philly. God dang it. What is that? Come on, Josh. I offered you 4.5 for 1 year, and you decided to go to Philadelphia? You're an Ohio man. Dang it. Well, see, the problem is, guys, we wouldn't have been able to afford him anyway. You know, even if he wanted to sign, we wouldn't have been able to afford him anyway. And because we couldn't afford him, boom, he went to a team that could. And before that offer passed him by, you know, you got to do what you got to do. So let's keep simming and see what happens. All right, so our Kendall Graveman deal is still up on the board. Gregorius is starting to get some offers. God, man, I'm sorry, guys. It really hurts me to do that because I know you guys were really, really wanting Josh Harrison for sure. It just burns me up inside. I'm really sorry, but you know, I can't control. I mean, I guess I can control. I could have traded Joey Votto, increased our cash flow, right? But basically our whole team is tender contracts. You guys saw the list. I mean, tender contracts were basically our entire team, our starting 9, and then you've got our arbitration negotiations with players that we need to bring back. You know, it's just the way that it worked out. So, I mean, it sucks, but you got to do what you got to do. So let's keep going. All players must have contracts tendered by December 2nd. Okay, so let's keep going with the tendered contracts here. You know, again, the Wandy Peralta thing, I think I'm just going to let him walk. I really am. You know, we've got Austin Bryce, Jared Hughes, Zach Weiss, Crockett. We got 4 guys right there. And then when you guys look at the starting pitching, we've still got, you know, Finnegan, Garrett, Stevenson. Those guys are probably going to get moved to the bullpen. So you're going to have an influx of those players moving over to the pen, which honestly just, we don't need Wandy Peralta around. Tony Sanchez and Kelvin Shackelford, I'm just not going to bring them back. 61 overall at 29. Like I said, I'm just not interested. These guys, they wanted a little more than what I was offering, so let's just keep going with that. 90K right there, and let's just keep going. Still not interested, and still not interested. So they have now become free agents. Our cash flow is now 803. Jared Eichhoff is now in here. What is going on? Seth Lugo is in here now. Andrew Tolles. Ben Gamel. I mean, this is crazy. Rusney Castillo. Mike Fiers is available. I'm not interested in that. Adam Conley. Lefty. Pitched for the Marlins. Jarrell Cotton. Wow. You guys remember Jarrell Cotton? He's kind of fallen off the planet here. Nobody really talks about him anymore. But, you know, that was his season last year, 9-10. Didn't do a whole lot. Didn't do very well. I'd like to bring Jarrell Cotton possibly here in a Reds uniform. You know what's funny is I actually thought about acquiring him in some trades at the trade deadline last season. And I just never brought him up because I didn't think that the A's would want to get rid of a young pitcher like that. But Jarrell Cotton is a nice name to think about bringing in. Yeah, so all these names that I showed previously, the list just got bigger, guys. So I said that I was going to, simulate past December 2nd, just so we could see who's going to be a free agent, who's not. Tender contracts are done. I say we get to the winter. I say we get ready to the winter meetings. Sim through there. Okay. We're through the winter meetings. And now I think we're going to stop for this episode on December 9th, the winter meetings. And now that we kind of have an idea of how the roster is shaping up, I want to know what you guys think that we need to do now. Because we're probably going to get control of all of our arbitration guys, like Billy Hamilton. Schebler's already signed for a 2-year deal. Praz is signed for a 4-year deal. You guys can see his secondary positions there, second, third, and center. Nick Senzel is a long-term guy, not moving him. Tommy Joseph, one of our backup first basemen. Aquino, some reason he's up on the big league roster. That's probably not gonna stick. Oh, okay. So we signed Kendall Graveman. Guys. Woo! Yay! Everybody rejoice, right? Okay, so that takes the anticipation out of that. So what do you guys think about the Kendall Graveman sign? Do you think that that's a good thing? Do you see him in that Mike Leake type of role? I wish they would have told us that, yes, we got Kendall Graveman, like a notification. That would have been nice, MLB The Show. But look at this pitching staff right now. So we got Keuchel, Castillo, DeSclafani, Graveman. There's your 4. Now you got Sal Romano in the 5. Now here's the thing. So you got one left-handed starter. Everybody else is righties. Is it going to be Sal Romano? Is it going to be Garrett or Finnegan or Robert Stevenson? Maybe even Matt Harvey. Maybe even Tyler Mahle. So the great thing about having all this competition here for the number 5 spot is everybody's like pretty much equal in the overall, except for Sal Romano, who's obviously a better overall rating than anybody on this list here, with Garrett, Finnegan, Stevenson, Harvey, and Mahle. But competition is a good thing. It really is. And all these guys have B potentials except for Matt Harvey. So now the question at the winter meetings is do we want to think about, is it plausible that we should probably trade Matt Harvey away to somebody that really wants a veteran type of presence here? Because we've got Keuchel, right, to be our veteran guy. Or do we want to just wait Harvey out, see how he does in spring training, possibly move these guys to the bullpen, make Matt Harvey our number 5 guy, and call it a day, right? But you got to remember, if we decide to do that, even though it might be a little bit realistic, you're going to stunt the growth of a lot of these younger pitchers. I think the Kendall Graveman sign is a good thing. I really do. DeSclafani, definitely, he fits right into that number 3 type of role for a pitcher. That's really where I see him at. He's definitely not a number 2 guy. Maybe on his best year, he's a number 2 guy. Nothing better than that. But Graveman fits nice into that number 4. And, the number 5 is up for grabs. Our bullpen, like I said, is Crockett, Weiss, Hughes, Bryce. That's pretty solid bullpen. And then whoever doesn't win that number 5 job, all these guys are going to get pushed into the pen, which is obviously going to be a good thing for the rotation and the bullpen. So the pitching staff is getting better, right? So now we've got a big-time offense that's going to be able to supplement the runs given up by the pitching staff, by the young pitching staff, mind you. We've got young first baseman with Haven Smith, Nathaniel Williamson, Longy. I mean, all these guys are going to be competing for that first base job once Joey Votto retires or he's traded. Like I said in the comments, if 2019 is just not good for us, then obviously some things have to change. So I'm open to blowing this thing up. I really am, but I'm trying to win too. I'm really trying to bring a championship to this roster. And, I think the offense is a good thing. It's in a good spot. When you got guys like Jeanette, Votto, Suarez, Peraza, Winker, Hamilton, Shep. I mean, all these guys they've got good offensive, statistics here. They can do a lot of things. You don't want to blow that up just for the sake of blowing it up, right? Fix where we need to fix, hope for the best, hope this lineup produces, and see what happens. And if it doesn't, it's just a bad group of guys. Like, they just can't gel. Like, they're not a team, right? And then at that point, then that's when you got to make a move and shake things up. So, and I think we're prime for either or. I really do. I think if we start winning games, we're in a prime position to really compete and get better and fix the things that we're bad at. And if we're not, if it's just a bad group of dudes, then we can blow it up. We can give Shedlong some starting playing time at second base. We can give Senzel the third base job or the shortstop job. We can even consider Kevin Maitan, getting him called up in the next few seasons. Taylor Trammell might be the guy that takes over in center field. Shebler in right might fetch some value for some more outfield help as well. So, I think that's a good spot to end this episode, guys. Let me know what you think about the Kendall Graveman sign. I know we were talking about some other guys with starting pitching, like, where were they at? Well, you guys know. We can always go back in the other part of the video. But a lot of the guys that we were talking about were pretty solid, were pretty good, but Robert Gesellman, I think, was one of them. I think he was signed. I'm sorry, I keep like delaying this. Where did Gesellman sign? I really want to know where he signed. I really would have liked to bring him in. I really would have, but I just think that. So he signed with LA. 2-year contract, $750. Did we pay more for Graveman? $750 there. We paid him $1.6 million for Kendall Graveman for 3 years. When we could have gotten Gesellman for $750 per year. God. Dang. All right, well, chalk that one up to a Gold Glover 9 screw up. All right, guys, so that's going to be it for episode number 24. Let's just hope it works, see what happens, and we'll go from there. So leave a like if you like this thing, and if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that red button for subscribe or my logo. And we'll go into episode number 25, into the winter meetings. And so this video has gone long enough, guys, so I'll see you guys in number 25, episode 25, on Friday. I'll catch you guys then. As always, peace.